The Pacific stretched in every direction, a vast indigo plain beneath a colorless dawn.
The Poseidon's Reach was a monument to industrial purpose, her deck thrumming with diesel generators.
Operations Chief Sarah Chen watched her team perform the final systems check. The ocean at 12,000 feet forgave nothing.
All lines clear on the main arm. Pressure holding steady.
SEALs are good to go, Captain.
Their target, the Santa Maria da Fortuna, a merchant vessel lost in 1721, her holds laden with treasure.
Gold, diamonds, a chest of commissioned timepieces, now priceless artifacts of history and craftsmanship.
The surface world cut away, replaced by the quiet ping of sonar in the dark.
The cradle released. The Deep Hunter descended into the shifting blue. Sunlight became a ghost of illumination, filtering down through the crushing depths. Life here evolved for the darkness, a world of reflected light and chemical glow. The pressure outside reached thousands of pounds per square inch. The titanium sphere was their only protection.
The seafloor, a desert of ooze where everything moved in slow, cold motion. The search pattern began, methodical, precise. The ocean revealed its secrets reluctantly.
Then, a return that showed too much structure to be geological.
Emerging from centuries of sediment lay the scattered remains of the Fortuna. The typhoon had broken her back. Retrieval required surgical precision. Each item had to be documented, then carefully freed from its sediment prison.
The diamonds demanded a vacuum system, each stone requiring individual attention.
Multiple dives were necessary. Each ascent was a 3-hour climb back through the water column.
On the surface, the next phase began: conservation.
Each bar began the desalination process, a tangible connection to a world of sailing ships and colonial trade.
Dr. Rebecca Torres worked in a surgical theater of conservation, separating history from ocean decay.
The dives continued over 10 days. Each trip brought more of the Fortuna's treasure to the light.
On the final dive, Chen decided to recover the ship's bell. It had no monetary value, but it represented the Fortuna herself.
The last basket came aboard on a morning of unusual calm. The work was complete.
The full extent of the recovery lay before them. Gold, diamonds, 47 watches, each a masterwork.
The hands frozen at 2:10, the moment water had penetrated the case and stopped time forever.
On the evening before departure, the crew gathered, drawn by an unspoken consensus to mark the completion. One by one they left, reluctant to break the spell. Chen remained, with the ocean breathing against the hull.
The ocean could keep its other secrets. This one had been reclaimed.
Tomorrow, the machinery of the modern world would engage with these artifacts of the past.
Legal challenges, insurance claims, and historians awaited in port. The simple purity of the recovery would become complicated.
But for now, they were leaving. The coordinates that had been their entire world for months fell astern. Each crew member carried a private record of the dive, a memory shaped by pressure and darkness.
The journey back was a time for decompression, in every sense of the word.
Chen felt the absence of the mission's constant tension. The abyss had released its grip.
The memories of the deep would stay with them, vivid and permanent.
They were a crew again, not just a team defined by a single, all-consuming task.
Torres explained the craftsmanship, the hand engraving, the historical context. The treasure became a story.
I see land. We made it!
Port, where their achievement would be measured, cataloged, and claimed by the world above.
The diesel heartbeat of the Poseidon's Reach fell silent. The voyage was over.
The bonds formed in the deep held fast, even as the crew prepared to scatter.
Chen descended to meet them. The guardian of a secret wrested from the dark.
The watches began their next journey to climate-controlled vaults and the scrutiny of experts. In a sterile lab, Torres continued the preservation. Here, history was stabilized for centuries more.
The world learned of the Fortuna's return. The story captured imaginations for a moment.
For Chen, the noise of the world felt distant. Her mind was still 12,000 feet down.
The crew stayed in touch. They were a fraternity, bound by an experience few could comprehend.
The ocean still held its secrets, and part of her would always want to go find them.
The artifacts found their final purpose, to speak of history, craftsmanship, and the enduring human spirit. Chen walked through the silent exhibit. Here, the weight of centuries was held in climate-controlled air.
The hands still marked the moment the Fortuna fell. But here, under glass, time had meaning again.
She had brought them back. Now, they belonged to everyone.
The ocean remained, patient, eternal, keeping its other secrets in the dark. New coordinates, new mysteries,
The work of a salvage chief is never truly done.
Hayes found a new purpose, teaching the next generation to listen to the stories the ocean floor tells.
Watanabe's knowledge, forged in the abyss, was now poured into the machines that would go deeper still.
The past was not just in the deep, but in these quiet rooms of vellum and dust.
The legal battles began, as predicted. Claims and counterclaims over a fortune salvaged from international waters.
This man. Planting more, sir.
The bond held. They were a family forged under pressure, and that connection did not corrode.
The pressure differential makes the recovery complex.
But look at the stratification. This predates the Bronze Age collapse.
Just a conversation.
Chen felt the pull. Not of gold, but of the unknown. The next mystery waiting in the dark.
A new expedition required a new ship, a new crew, new capital. The cycle began anew.
She needed his mind. His uncompromising standards for what could survive the deep.
We need to apply the reinforcement plates here. Otherwise, the stress load on the hull will be too high during launch.
Understood. We'll prioritize this section.
We'd be honored to have you join the team.
I'll come aboard, Chen, but only for the survey phase.
Not everyone could return. The past expedition launched them on parallel paths.
My museum commitments won't allow me to join, but I can provide remote consultation.
She fought for the resources, not just to find, but to do it right. To honor the ocean's power.
The Oceanus was born. A new vessel for new depths, carrying the lessons learned in crushing darkness.
The tool was upgraded. The mission remained the same, to go where light did not, and return.
She saw the ritual repeat, the checking of seals, the testing of systems. The ocean's forgiveness was still absolute zero.
The coordinates in the South Atlantic waited. A mystery on the sonar, a shadow on the map.
Secure that line, watch the swell. It's almost done.
Bridge to engine room. Maintain speed, steady as she goes.
In the tumult,
They had weathered it together. The first layer of team had been formed in the fire of the storm.
There, 0.042 mark.
I see it. Running the analysis now.
That's not natural rock.
The return was not what they expected. Not the scattered debris of a wooden ship. This was something else. A modern container? A lost submarine? The mystery deepened before the first dive even began.
Prepare the Deep Hunter Sioux. We're going down.
The only way to know was to go and look. The Abyss demanded a personal visit.
Chen had chosen to guide, not to command this dive. It was time to pass on the weight of the deep.
The water column was a familiar cathedral, its stages unchanged by time or human ambition.
treasure, not history, a relic of a different kind of human ambition.
The crew's disappointment is palpable, even through the comms. They had prepared for legend and found a footnote.
Look, not at what it is. Look at what it has become.
In the relentless deep, life had found a way. It had turned a failure into a home.
This was a different kind of treasure. Not reclaimed gold, but a lesson in the ocean's resilience.
Their mission changed in an instant. They were now biologists, ecologists, witnesses to an accident of life.
The biomass indicators are off the charts, Chen. This thermal vent community is far more developed than the models predicted.
The thrill of discovery, it turned out, did not require gold. It only required the new, the unseen, and the misunderstood.
Chen understood now. The pool was never about the treasure at the end. It was about the search itself.
They left the site not plundered, but protected. A legacy of life, not loot.
The stories accumulated. Not just of what was found, but of what was learned in the searching. 2 relics. One reclaimed from history, one born from failure. Both testaments to enduring life.
The ocean kept its secrets, and she had learned to love the keeping as much as the finding.
The coral reef near the drilling platform, is it being affected?
The readings are stable. We are monitoring it very closely.
The torch was passed not in a submersible, but over a stack of paperbacks. Inspiration is its own kind of salvage.
The ocean's pull was a constant tide within her. Even now,
She didn't feel the old itch to go herself. She felt the satisfaction of the map being redrawn, the unknown becoming known.
Give them my charts, and tell them to watch the pressure at 3,000 meters.
Watanabe's work became foundational. His designs pushed the boundaries of the possible, defining the next century of exploration. And so, the integration phase begins. We look forward to a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.
for Torres, conservation was an act of eternity. She was giving these artifacts to a future she would never see.
The treasures settled into their new life. No longer lost, but teaching. Objects of curiosity, study, and wonder.
Time, which had stopped for them, now flowed around them, measured in the footsteps of those who came to look.
The cycle continued. New ships, new storms. The legends of those who came before became guide stars for those who followed.
Time, the ultimate pressure, claims all things. But some memories are titanium sphered. Robotic arm engaging sample collection sequence. Stand by.
She watched, in real time, as the next generation saw wonders she had only dreamed of.
In her mind, she was there.
She had gone down, and she had come back up. And she had brought pieces of the deep with her that no one could ever take away.
Her heartbeat had always synced to a different rhythm, the long, slow breath of the abyssal plain. Sarah Chen did not see this dawn from the window. She had finally descended beyond. She left behind fragments of wood, of story, of a life spent grappling with the deep.
They returned her to the sea, as was fitting, not as a loss, but as a return.
Her name was etched beside the treasures. The finder remembered alongside the found.
It kept its prizes and its peace. And in the end, it kept her too.